welcome back to the Built for More podcast. With myself and Ralphie Boy and
Ralphie Roo! What's this?
Jordan.
Special
Okay,
guest.
so before we even get stuck in, to be honest, this is one of the reasons we have probably not been on here for the last few weeks. Moving house, getting a pup, and ultimately having no Wi-Fi until this week.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So I'll just have to ignore what's going on in the background right now. So this week's episode, we are literally going to update you guys on how we have managed prep life amongst all the chaos at the moment. So yeah. Oh, I don't even know what episode this is. Number one.
Honestly, it is. Oh, yeah. This is a great podcast, and I'm keeping all of this in.
Honestly, this is your fault.
No, it's not.
He was asleep, and then you started saying Ralphie
Well,
Voo through the mic, and now look at him.
this is what happens, guys and girls. I always get the blame, you see. And please ignore any decor that
Oh
you
yeah.
see behind us, because obviously we've moved into a new house. It's not our taste, and obviously we're not decorating yet until probably till after prep, if we're completely honest, because it's a lot to do.
We're gonna basically, that's what we're gonna kind of touch on today, in terms of whether this was a mistake. No, not a mistake, but whether we have any regrets with the timing of all of this, how we've managed it, and kind of our plans moving forward. So let's start with a
To be
quick
fair, people are probably fucking bored of hearing it now. Especially my clients, if they listen to this, they've heard me say it 100 times in terms of moving house, the puppy prep, and how you can manage all if you've got goals and blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying it again. So let's go.
Well, I was going to say, let's start with this absolute little terror that we've got here.
No fun.
Expectations versus reality of getting a puppy, guys. This is what you're going to have to deal with 24/7.
No, it's easy.
You would say that because you've not been getting up in the night. You don't have to deal with this. So, yeah,
First of all, I can't help that I'm asleep. What do you want me to do if I'm asleep?
wake up. I have to wake up. What if I was the
No,
same?
no, no, right. Let's get that because people think I don't wake up. I generally do not wake up, do I? Like, I sleep through it all.
Yeah, but
If for those that are not watching and you're listening to this, you might want to watch this episode so that you get to see the fucking puppy and the little fucker on what it's doing.
it's playing up on purpose, I swear.
Oh yeah, he knows the cameras are right.
So basically, we thought getting a puppy. Me and Jordan have both had dogs in the past, and we thought, how hard can it be? I'm gonna be honest though. Calling Jordan out already, and we're 3 minutes into the episode. I think you did not expect the hard work that came along with the puppy. I think at the first few days, I could see it written all over your face. You was a bit like, shit, how are we going to do this? Because you are a man of structure and daily routine and discipline, and I think it really dawned on you that was going to have to change, especially because we couldn't leave him on his own to start with us both being in prep, having fasted steps, fasted cardio, like having to be up and out early usually, like one of us, me, but it was agreed, had to take the sacrifice of like staying with him in the morning, pushing things back a bit later. I had the flexibility to do that. You have clients, so I get that. But I think you didn't realise how much hard work it was going to be.
Yeah, I was a bit delusional to it. I knew it was going to be hard, but I was delusional to it because I wanted a puppy for so long, and I'm not. This is another point to you guys. Just because you've got certain goals, especially to the extent of like a prep, life can't just stop.
It can, and we have been waiting for this for a long time. And to be honest, the saying there is no right time, like I do think it was going to be hard. Like, let's be honest, we train, we have clients, we have a business to run, regardless of whether we're in prep or not. So like it was never going to be easy, and I think there is no right time. But yeah, I do think The only thing is with you, I do think multitasking when it comes to this sort of thing is not your strength. Like, I think I have been better with like being patient with him because I think you even going
By
to
the way, this is exactly why he's playing up for her because I am ruthless with him. He doesn't do it to me.
no, you shut yourself in your office. I have to sit down.
Literally, this. Well, we won't be able to do the podcast otherwise.
No, but yeah, the worst part, to be honest, this is what you expect from a puppy. I didn't expect anything different, but the worst part that even took me by surprise has been the sleep. Um, the first few nights he just didn't sleep at all, did he? Anybody that's thinking about getting a puppy, just bear in mind, you need to take a week off work because you're probably not going to get any sleep.
But do not use it as an excuse to not get your training in, not get your nutrition in because you're tired. Still be done.
Yeah, 100%. And it's short term because it's starting to sleep now. So it was a week that, yes, our sleep really suffered. Mine quite a lot. But you can manage a week being exhausted. Like anything longer than that, then yes, it is probably going to really start to impact other areas of your life. But I think a week, drink your coffee, have your energy drinks, do what you need to do to still get shit done.
Well, let's put it this way then, because I think people are going to be intrigued to know why you're the one getting up and not me in the middle of the night. Firstly,
Because you don't wake up.
I literally do not wake up. Devon has got up multiple times with the dogs, even like, what did you walk into when it was in the bedroom? The fan. I walked into the fan.
Fully walked in.
He's jumping over the bed. I literally do not wake up. Once I'm in a deep sleep, I'm in a deep sleep, which
And
is
then,
great.
but also, in like I've said, in Jordan's defense, he is up 7 days a week in work for 6 a.m. regardless, Saturday and Sunday included. He's either got clients or shifts. So I have the flexibility in the morning because most of my work is online or not till later in the day to be able to make up sleep a little bit elsewhere. So it's one of them that like we have to kind of work together, and it just makes more sense.
And with me being on lower foods, I need
Yes,
as much recovery as possible.
as much as we are both in prep, Jordan is on higher output. He's got daily cardio. I haven't. I've got it 4 times a week, and he's on lower foods. So ultimately,
Literally, I've only just, what, half an hour ago, had my first carb meal.
yeah, you can tell them a teeny bit more about that. I am going to go put him in the kitchen for a little
100 gram. I'm like, wait, what? Just leaving me. Right, listen, while she's gone, I'll tell you some secrets about her. What did I say then?
You're going to tell them some secrets. Sorry, but my arm was
Bastard.
literally just getting, I can't even see it, was getting chewed to pieces. So
She did hear me.
uh,
Well, yeah.
what else was you saying? Oh, yeah, you're on less food, more output. But you know what? In Jordan's defense, he's not complained about being hungry.
At the end of the day, I've chosen to do this.
Like, I have to give him a lot of credit because it's never once left his mouth. Like, I mean, I say it regardless of whether we're in prep or not. If I'm hungry, I just get, oh, I'm hungry. Multiple times throughout the day. It just never, that sentence just doesn't seem to leave his mouth ever. So, yeah.
This helps. Don't forget this. I'm not going to sit here and do it and say that I've just been dealing with it. This does help.
Do you know what, though? That is something that lack of sleep has really. So, anybody that doesn't sleep enough, or you like, this is why your cravings are so high. Like, I don't, we've said this on a previous episode, like, I don't tend to crave sweet stuff. I'm not a sweet person. In prep, the odd time, yes, I might, but it's very rare that my cravings are like sugar and sweet stuff. Since the last 2 weeks when I have had lack of sleep, I've never experienced like cravings for like sweet stuff as much as I have. And that's new to me. But then I know people obviously do like not sleep enough. You're a bit sleep deprived. Like obviously your body does crave quick source of energy, and it usually is sugar stuff. So like, yeah, if you're struggling in a fat loss phase or calorie deficit, you do need to make sure you are prioritizing your sleep because it massively impacts your hunger and your craving levels throughout the day. Can you hear him in the kitchen?
Yeah, I can. He's a little bastard. He's playing
Usually
on.
he's so quiet, but it's because he'll be able to hear us two speaking.
Yeah, well, he can deal with it for a bit.
FOMO. But what quietens him down? Anybody, another tip if you've got a puppy, YouTube, relaxation music, calm puppies down. He absolutely loves it. So does Jordan. On a night, I just put it on and they're both like,
Honestly, that's why I'm fucking lights out. Just puppy
and
music.
honestly, within like 5 minutes, they are.
I'm asleep before the dog is.
You actually are. You was last night. But it is frustrating for me because I have you snoring on one side, and then because I've got him on the other side in his little crated area, is when he does go to sleep, which I appreciate because he's not crying, is then snoring instead. And how loud does he snore for such a little thing?
Yeah, it is horrible. Oh god, I apologise for yawning, guys. Tired. Yeah, moving on. What else did you want to go for?
Um, Obviously the house move. There's no point, like you said. People have heard about it. It runs quite smoothly, touch wood, for how we kind of expect it. But I'd say it ran smoothly because we were super duper organized in terms of packing, in terms of meals, because we're on prep, in terms of all of that. Like
Just carry on.
I do think like preparation is key. And I know we say that so much, but it does make a massive difference. Everybody says moving house is the most stressful thing, and it wasn't that bad.
No, wasn't. Might need to put him outside if he carries
I
on.
know, I think I might need to. Okay, so guys, we are back. Had to pause that and put the dog outside because he was getting a little bit rowdy. Nobody wants to listen to that.
Anyone wants a dog for sale? There you go. Dog for sale. I said, yeah. That didn't sound right when I said it.
Dog for saying, what's
Sounds.
buy a dog?
Yeah, buy a dog. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Um, so yeah, that's the reality of our last few weeks, really. Like it has been carnage. You've literally just witnessed it. That is our daily reality. But I suppose a few questions. Do you think this is to you, John? Do you think this was a bit of a terrible idea, doing all this alongside Prep?
No.
No, no. Why?
Because if I wasn't doing what I'm doing as my job, I would probably say yes.
Okay.
But because of that, I'm saying no. Because this was to... Now, don't take this the wrong way, because we have our own goals. We do our own goals for our own reasons, our own deeper personal meanings, and the reasons behind them, right? But we know that we did this almost to go, you can fucking do it no matter what happens in your life. And I know that's brutal to people because people are like, oh, I've got this and I've got that, I can't do this is too much. And we've aired every fucking excuse like that under the book. So we've essentially proved that you can do it regardless of your goals.
Has it crossed your mind, though, this past week or two that this could have been a mistake? Because I'll be honest, it didn't.
No, not a mistake, no. So you think differently to me, so...
I only was thinking that because if it did get to the point where he is starting to settle now, but if it did get to the point where he wasn't, and I was continually getting up, because don't get it twisted, the first 3-4 nights, I did have to get up 6 or 7 times in the night, and we weren't going to bed till 10.
Wouldn't know I was asleep.
Exactly, and he was waking me up at half.
People are going to feel so sorry for you with this, and like I'm an arsehole.
No, it doesn't matter. I accept it. I would have done it anyway. But what I'm saying is, if that had carried on for longer than it did, it would like it's already wiped me out. Like today has been the first day that I've been really like well and truly wiped out because of not going into too much detail. Mother Nature's visitors as well, so it's the time of the month, and it has really hit me like a bus. And I think if I'd had to continue getting up that amount of times in the night and only actually getting like 3-4 hours sleep on top of prep, it would have really jeopardized my prep. And I think then it would have, and then I know again with you being my coach and everything, it puts you in a really tricky situation as well. So I think it would have then impacted the relationship a little bit. And then I think it could have been a bit of a mistake.
That's your thinking. It wouldn't, because I can keep that separate. I know what you'll need at a certain point, and if I think it got to the point where it's detrimental to the goal for you, then that's a conversation we need to have. But it's never crossed my mind to the point of like, do we have to stop this? Do we have to come back to this at a later date and so forth?
Yeah, because he is starting to settle down, despite what you've all just seen now. But if he wasn't, it would head
Yeah,
that
if he was
way.
carrying on for 2 or 3 weeks, I would maybe City would think differently. But like I say, it's only been a week or so, and he has.
But I do think it's been a difficult conversation to navigate because again, like you're in prep too. Like it's not like I could like either of us at any point could turn around to the other person and be like, "Can you just deal with this right now?" Because I can't. Like we're both literally in the same boat, and I think it's a good thing and a bad thing because it's literally like we are having to just manage it between us and
It's not
not.
even just the sleep as well. It's like, say, I have them all day on a Wednesday. It's getting around work is probably the hardest bit as well, because it's not a few hours of deep focus work to do. It's having certain time blocks, because obviously he needs to go out when he's awake and he needs attention to and things like that.
Yeah, like
Why
with
it's like how he just did.
the reason it's like that is because it's been quite sleepy all morning, which has been a blessing because me and you have both just kind of cracked on with work and cracked on with stuff. But now he's going to be like this all afternoon, and it's going to be difficult. Like if we've got calls and
But
things
he
like that.
started a little late in this morning with a certain somebody, didn't they?
I did go back to bed for the
Hmm.
first time, but I think I deserve it. I've still probably got another 20 odd hours to catch up on, really.
That's not how it works, but okay. Yeah, so no, I don't regret it. I think it's a mistake, because everything's fucking hard at the end.
Okay, in hindsight, then would you have done anything differently?
No,
No,
I don't. I think we've managed it very well.
we have.
Normally, I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, do you know what? This needs to change. That needs to change. Most people think people instantly think you're in prep, your mood changes, then you've got a house on top and a pub on top, and then they think, we're at each other. Organisation, communication.
Do you know what I think's been a bit of a blessing in disguise as well, though? Even with the move, because we've been in prep, like you said earlier today, I haven't had the energy to like argue or disagree with things. Like even when we were packing for the house, or even like before we moved, like little things that would usually irritate me or I'd like get annoyed about with like packing and things like that. Like because we've both been in prep, like it's just I see it as wasted energy. Like and I've just like I've got on with what packing I could whilst you were in work, vice versa. Like we've just done it in dribs and drabs as and when we can. And like some stuff I've been like, why in my head I thought, why are you doing it like that? Why are you doing that? But I've not said anything because I cannot because it's what's the word? It's such a trivial thing. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. And
I
in
mean,
fact,
you to know what I've done now.
no, but like it was more when you were unpacking. If I'm being completely honest,
No, right.
I
We
knew
have,
where
we
everything
do,
was because
we
I'd
do have what?
I knew where most things were because I'd packed the majority of the
I'm
boxes.
not being funny. The way you did pack things was
Yeah,
terrible.
no, 100%. I know I didn't pack things in order because I was trying to just do what I could on like the weeks leading up to it, and I could only pack stuff I knew we weren't going to use over the next few weeks, so it wasn't all in random shit. But I knew where it was, and then when you started unpacking, when I wasn't unpacking and moving stuff about, sometimes you were just taking stuff out of one box and putting it in another to get to something else, and that was really infuriating.
Yeah, so it's got all over the place. I like doing my things in my own way. You like to do your things in your own way.
And we've just left each other to it because neither of us have had the energy to make a thing out of it. But I actually think that's been a blessing in
No,
this.
I just don't find them big things a deal when we've only just moved in.
Yeah, but even with Ralphie, even with this last week's stress, we've snapped at each other a couple of times, but it's been very minimal. And I think it's because, like you say, it's just wasted energy.
Both in my head, and yeah, you're right. Both as bad as each other.
Mm.
What did you do earlier? Played with him and he spilled the fucking coffee.
I didn't. He spilt it.
You let him get to it.
He's obsessed with coffee cups. He's having a fit in the garden right now, by the way. I dread to think what the neighbours are thinking.
Or when the big dog next door barks, he shits himself anyway. So,
Um, what was another question that I was?
you tell me.
Well, I think obviously going back to prep whilst managing all of this, how have we managed? For those that are listening that might be thinking they've got a busy time ahead, they want to potentially do a bodybuilding prep, they don't know how they're going to manage that. Like, what have we?
Let's take the bodybuilding out of it as well. Let's just say any goals, because
Yeah.
I don't want it just so that, because whether it's fat loss, whether it's building muscle, whether it's doing a photo shoot prep, whether it's going to the extreme of a prep, whatever, you know.
I think personally something for me is like just not letting your standards slip in general. Like I think, sorry, I know that's probably seems like such an obvious thing to say, but I think it's not so much about finding the time all the time to do it, or like feeling motivated, or like thinking this is great all the time, like I can do it. I think it's just having your baseline of standards day to day that you will find time and you will make time to get them done regardless. Like, for example, we have had to do quite a lot of steps indoors this last week, and we've been doing them quite late in the day, which me and you wouldn't usually do. We usually get out and get them done very early in the day, but we've had to change our routine and structure slightly, but we've still not let our minimum standards slip. We've
That's
just
that's
moved
the
it.
biggest thing, right? That's where people, when things change, they think they can't do something. No, that's when you then need to know how to adapt. And like we've said, we've had to take it in turns with the dogs. You're doing like the sleeping pattern stints because I literally don't wake up, and you're a very light sleeper, so you're doing that. I look for throughout them in the day, and then, like I say, you train, I train. There's times where we have to leave them, of course, for these first coming weeks. Yeah, we don't get steps together. When's the last time we got out and went for a walk together? And I think that's a valid point as well, because there'll be people watching this in terms of being in a relationship, and I need downtime with my partner though. I get that 100%. Me and Devon want more of that, of course. But when there's a certain time and a certain period where you both have fucking big goals, running businesses or very demanding jobs, whatever, in order that downtime might be minimal. Like we maybe get half an hour on an evening, if that, and it's not really downtime because it's trying to settle in for us to then get a good sleep.
And even like previous to this, obviously in prep, for example, we don't have meals together, but we would potentially cook our meals similar times, so we'll be able to sit and eat them, especially on not during the day, but on an evening. But even like since moving, we've not done that once because we're like again we're having to juggle it around him, so it's kind of like one of us is staying in having a meal whilst the other one's going on a half-hour walk, and then when they come back they're having their meal and that one's going on a half-hour walk. Like and that's going on till like 9-10 on the night, like, and if we're not going out we're doing it on a treadmill in the living room.
Literally from 5 in the morning to 10 at night, and 7 days a week, and that's how it's going to be for the good remaining few weeks until prep's done and he gets older. That's the reality of it. But like I say, it's a period of time, and we talk about delayed gratification and not the instant result of things, and that's what people can't understand or need to understand and take into consideration. Like, it's not a forever thing. If you've got big goals that you really want to achieve and you've done supposedly everything, it's probably the little things like that. Like, if you're spending 3-4 hours after work because you want downtime with your partner, great, have it. That's up to you. But ultimately, if you've got goals and it's to get to the gym out an hour from that, it is doable. It is. Because it ultimately as well, like, I'm spending, 45 kind of foot steps, a good 3.5 hours in the gym. Like, obviously cut throughout the day, but because of cardio, because of steps, because of training. And we don't get people to do that, clients-wise. It's get in the gym. Some might have a little bit more cardio, steps, whatever, but it's a good hour in the gym. So if we can do 3.5 hours in the gym, there is a good hour that you can use to get in the gym, whether that's getting in earlier.
And you know what? This is going to sound, and I know we're not just relating this to bodybuilding, it's just goals in general, but this, even from a nutrition perspective, like, I don't know how many people I have had or heard so many times say they've had such a busy weekend, they've had no choice but to get a KFC on the way home, or they've just moved house, they had no choice but to get a takeaway. Like, and again, don't get me wrong, if it's a one-off, it's not a big deal. But like, we have literally traveled like last weekend 9 hours to get here, and we had to take every single meal for that day with us, for the next morning with us. Yes, we had to do a little stop at a shop when we got there, but again, to get our specific food. We didn't know really what shops were going to be there, but we made sure we were well ahead of it and well on top of it. And it's not, and people make out that that's this massive inconvenience, but it literally takes like half an hour out of your day. Like, I swear we both just spent half an hour in the kitchen that morning prepping all our meals.
If that.
If that.
Slam it in the air fryer, slam it in the rice cooker.
Get good at multitasking. Like, it's not that.
You just said I was bad at multitasking at the beginning of this, but
Yeah, well, your meals don't require much because they're very similar.
there's another fucking
I know.
wrong idea. Have your meals structured similar because it's easier.
And I just think, like, it's not having a busy weekend or like traveling is not an excuse. You don't have to go to the service station and buy shitty food. Like, you just don't have to do that.
No, and I think, look, people listen to this, they'll go, yeah, but I know all that. And you do. But the reality is, it comes to the point of, what are you willing to do? It does. And I know it sounds so cliche and fucking boring, but you know you need to do that. You know you need to be better with certain things. The reality is, when it comes down to it, you've chose the option not to do it rather than do it.
Yeah. In that split second, everybody has a choice. And I think it goes without saying, the ones that get the results that you probably want and you look at and think, how have they done that? They made the right choice in that split second. And it's that simple, really. And it's just about doing that time and time again. So it
Oh, right or wrong choice, they made the choice that they know that's going to enable them to move forwards.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You've said that in a more diplomatic way.
There's no right or wrong way to do certain things, but there's a way to enable your progress and adapt and move forwards with it, yes. 100%.
Have you got any questions or anything you want to add? I am going to have to go let him in a minute because he's really having a fit.
No, to be honest, guys, we was quite unorganised for this. Like I said, we're still sat on things, but we wanted to get this out, just an update. Like I said, I don't even know what fucking episode it is. You know what? I'm unprofessional right now. Do I give a fuck? No. Will you have a bit of a laugh about this? Maybe. Will we get back to it in the coming weeks? I'm still going to say maybe.
But speaking of this, we on this podcast, we want to know as well, you guys as listeners, like any questions you have about anything, any topic ideas that you have, anything you want us to discuss on here, like relationship dynamic wise with like coaching, what we do in our within our businesses, like coaching coaches, coaching athletes, anything like that, like just fire it away to either our Instagram page or our personal coaching pages, because we do want to kind of talk about things that you guys are particularly interested in on here as well. And we do have brains, but in prep they're a little bit frazzled. So coming up with ideas is sometimes a little bit of effort. So if you do have anything in particular, then please don't hesitate to throw it our way.
Sound?
Yeah?
Is that it? Oh, I thought you had more questions. Fair enough.
No,
Yeah,
not
that's
really.
what we guys. Enjoy it. Very short, sweet. Basically, what we're saying is, don't make excuses. Adapt. Be organised. Prepare. Be ahead. And stop being a bitch. In a bit.
And myself.
Goodbye, people.
Bye.